Do you still have that pine wreath up on your front door?
I just took mine down. I just took mine down. Today we're going to be pushing winter to the side, and we're bringing in spring with the help of our friend Nora Murphy of NoraMurphyCountryHouse.com.
All right, so she's in our studio to teach us how to create a new decoration for our entryways. And you can do this, and you can maybe your neighbor who has the whole thatchet of forsythia growing everywhere like a weed will give you some.
It looks like spring in here. Thank you, Nora, for bringing a little spring on this very cold March day.
I know, we needed it, right?
We need a little spring, absolutely.
I mean, we're a little bit ahead here with the blossoms. Another month to go till we get some forsythia going.
It's beautiful, though.
But I have to tell you, I love keeping in March with the seasons.
Yeah.
Like I have a huge forsythia hedge behind my house, you know that.
Absolutely.
And I love it when it's in full bloom. And then I take my faux forsythia and I make actually just a big bouquet that I've been...
This isn't real. That's so crazy because it looks
so real. It looks so real.
And every year I buy a few stems.
Where'd you get this?
All over. Michael's, estate sales. Sometimes people are throwing out their, their fake flowers. And I create a big bouquet and I pop it into a basket on the door, and it looks like the real thing that I just picked from.
It so does, because I've seen it on your house.
Yeah.
It looks. I'm like, every time I drive by it, I'm like, that's a real wreath, and you're like, no, it's faux, and I'm like, all right, well, so good for you. All
right, so
how do we do it?
Well, what I decided to do was that's easy. You could pop that into a basket. This is what we're making today, and it's a really beautiful faux.
It's so spectacular.
Apple blossom wreath. And I've gotten so many compliments on that.
So
I mean,
pretty.
The beautiful thing is here too, just for this size wreath, I pulled about 6 or 7 branches.
Okay.
And for this, there's probably about a dozen because it's a larger wreath.
Okay.
And it's very, very simple. All you need are the branches. Oh, and this is kind of a weird thing you'll think, but I plucked the flowers off of these to use for another project. And I like putting in these bare branches because it makes it look real.
You pluck the fake flowers off the fake branches in order to make it look real.
Easy for you to say,
Easy
right?
for me to say. Oh my gosh.
All right.
So, and then we have wire, and the easiest thing to do when you only have your 2 hands and nobody's helping you is to take your wire roll, cut them to about 12 inches with your snippers, and that's all you need.
Okay.
So you see I had a big bouquet here. You can have it all white. You can add a little pink. And I wanted to show you how...
Excuse me, the fake flowers are making me sneeze.
Love it.
Allergy season.
Kara's allergic to fake flowers.
It's probably the dust from these flowers.
And you're giving those a little push.
All I'm doing is curving them around and pushing them into...
So I thought you were going to cut these. You kept them pretty long, and you're just going to curve them around?
Well, I will eventually to get to that point.
Okay.
But until then, see how I'm mixing it up?
Yeah.
And now what I do is I just keep adding.
So
and let it
do the flour and then move the flour down a little bit.
Somebody would do this. I would do this because now we're getting volume.
Right.
And we're getting width.
It also looks a little bit more natural when you do that.
Absolutely, like a growing branch. And so
those are pliable, those branches.
Very pliable, and all you're going to do is to keep growing it. And if it doesn't go in all the way, it doesn't matter because you're going to you're the boss. And what you're going to do at the very end is you have your wire so you can put things in place. Kara, if you can get me another one, please. Okay. Scott, do you want to give it a try?
Sure.
Okay, and it's just a matter of place it where you want it and then push it in.
Okay, so here we go. So I kind of want it out like that. So would I use this as the anchor?
You can anywhere, maybe down here would be easier.
Okay.
And again, remember, you can always go back with wire. Carrie, got the next one ready?
Okay.
And this one, and curve it, love, there you go. And you can always play with it once you
Do we keep going in the same direction, or should I go to the other side now?
Same direction.
Same direction, okay. So move it down a little bit.
Yes.
And then...
And push it through.
Push it through.
Perfect. Perfect.
Does it go to... Okay, yeah. All right.
And see where we're going with this?
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing. Now,
I mean,
also...
this is kind of easy. I don't want to...
I know, right?
Right. It's like,
well, I remember you telling us just before, another tulip wreath where you just took a whole bunch of tulips and just shoved them in there. And you just kind of left it like this, actually. You were allowed to see some of the wreath. This one, we're going to cover the whole wreath, but for
Scott, you got to...
I gotta take this out and start it again.
Yes.
But you can't...
and again,
can't really mess up.
There you go. Now, see when you add a bare branch in it, it looks more like spring.
Yeah.
It's more real.
Okay.
This one too.
Now, if it jets out like that,
It
can you
doesn't
take
matter.
a little? Take a
Later
little,
on, we're going to do the wire. So how do we do the wire?
Let's do the wire right now. I'm going to take care of these two guys because they're
Just go around the whole wreath like that.
just
Okay.
like this and tie it on the bottom. And now, again, push it off, push it off.
Okay.
Now, you can play with this where you can bring the flowers in. Also, because of time, and I figure we just do half the wreath since we have the whole thing there,
Yep.
you can also clip
Yep.
from these and you can add them in. So if you see like there's a bare spot, add it in there. If you see a bare spot, just tuck it in here.
Oh, that's clever.
And see how now you're getting volume. And I want to say to everyone too is that
Separate the branches a little?
separate it.
Don't leave them all together, like bend them
Yeah,
out?
I usually buy them in the store and they're usually, you know, really tight.
You want them to come out. To be more
Every
like, 'cause
single time.
Let's look at your finished one over here. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just every which way, so that makes it look more beautiful.
And it makes it really natural. It's easy. If you have a door knocker, just hang it right on there. Or you can use one of those wreath hangers. Really, really simple. And you'll see we're almost done with this wreath.
Put my face in here.
Aw, look at that. You never thought you'd be
Look.
framed by a wreath.
Younger than springtime am I.
Oh,
there
you're
was a-
in full bloom, all right.
Sorry, Kara. I think I just whacked you in the head.
Okay, so just before we have to end the segment, this wire, would I go over it like all over the wreath just so it stays,
Or just
should
where
I
it
not?
needs it.
How do you know where you need to put the wire? I guess
Once you start to pick
Wherever
it up,
it's loose,
and
just
it's
put a wire.
loose,
So
put the
like-
wire. And also, it doesn't have to go totally around, Kara. It can also be like plugged in,
just through the branch. Okay,
Through
so
the
not
branch?
it doesn't always go.
so you don't always see wire on the
Okay.
exterior of it.
That
but
was
it's
my
kind
next
of like
question.
inside,
Okay.
and it's just tweaking it.
Yeah, it really does. Like we just said,
Just play
did
with
this in
it.
You have
5
to
minutes.
play with it.
We just made an incredibly
Yeah, right?
beautiful wreath in
And
5
you know,
minutes.
they're always having those sales at Michael's and places and half off this, that. So you don't really need, you said you did this whole wreath with just 6 of these. And
Yes.
And these things can be, I've seen these at the dollar store.
Yes.
So these brown wreaths are very inexpensive.
Or you could
Nice
go
job.
to Goodwill, Savers.
Thanks, Nora. For more decorating
cool.
inspiration and great recipes too, head to Nora's website. It's noramurphycountryhouse.com. What a great wreath.
I love it.